Episode 26, Wheel of SNES. It's the podcast where we don't get to choose our game. We let a randomizer wheel. Traditionally, for the past 25 games, pick a really horrible game with a couple of bones thrown to us. Does that sound about accurate, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, at first the transition was the Wheel of Amiga.
Wheel of Amiga. Then we went to Wheel of movies, because I think we got like some Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
We had some movies thrown in there.
And then we went to Wheel of FX chip.
Yeah, Wheel of FX.
So maybe we're starting a burner on some of the games, the sports games. Who knows? Because this week on episode 26, we got the Hit the Ice. We had never heard of it when we rolled it. Didn't take too big of a leap. We're like, hey, this is probably a hockey game. If it wasn't a hockey game, though, what would you think Hit the Ice would be, Josh?
If it wasn't a hockey game, dude, it was Olympics figure skating or speed skating.
I like to think
or bobsledding.
I would like to think if you told me it's Hit the Ice and it is not a
drug related.
Well, yes, now I can't get that out of my head. If it was Hit the Ice and you told me that it wasn't hockey, I would feel like it'd be a puzzle game where an igloo is either trying, or Eskimo is trying to get to his igloo, or being chased by a penguin, or trying to save a penguin. That's what I would imagine it to be.
Okay,
but it's not. It's a hockey game.
Yeah, it's a hockey game. The other option would probably been like ice fishing, but
ooh, that would have been good. Or perhaps like ice-related fighters, like a fighting game where you got snowmen like Rudolph. I don't know.
Okay,
like kind of like
Christmas Throwdown.
Yes. Okay. So you have.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. So, anyways, it wasn't none of that.
No.
Maybe wished it was, but let's read the back of the box, Josh. Hit the Ice. This radical hockey game pits you and your team against some of the toughest skaters ever to burn a hole in the ice. Victory goes to the team that kicks, punches, and high sticks its opponent into slush. Standard hockey rules apply, plus a few surprises to stir things up. So lace on your skates and fasten your face mask. Hockey's about to break loose.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that you really fasten your face mask anymore. I'm guessing probably back in the day, that's the face mask that went up. This game was released in 93.
Okay, now you still have the visors that tilt.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's still a thing.
I do like, though, it says you're going to turn your opponent into slush. Slush, I feel like, is a underused word.
Yeah, I can get behind on that. Slush is, especially using it in the correct way.
So. It's kind of like when you go to the gas station and you get
those slush puppies.
Yeah. They're all slushies. It don't matter. Yeah, it's red slushy, yellow slushy, green slushy, purple slushy.
Yeah, you go to, what was it, like, I think BP, it was called Slush Puppies. If you go to Waggles, it's
Sharky or whatever.
Sharky, and it used to be like the Blizzard Bear or whatever.
Them Sharkies are banging too, man.
I haven't had one.
Get one on your way home. It'll change your life. They're pretty strong. Just going to leave that one there.
Okay.
All right, so this game came out in 1993. It was developed and published by Taito, Williams, and Midway. Well, we've played some Taito games. At least one I know we played that's not been anything to write home about what we have. But Williams and Midway, first thing that pops in my mind are pinball cabinets. So that is exactly what it wasn't a pinball game, but it was an arcade game. So it got ported over. I know in Japan it was just Taito, but when it came over here, Williams and Midway put it on, and I think they ended up releasing this on like TurboGrafx, Super Nintendo. It came over on several different machines, and pretty well thought of, I suppose. I mean, well enough that you brought it over like this. Music was composed by Hiroshige, Hiroshige, Tonomura. Yeah, him.
I'm trying to read your handwriting, and I can't.
So. Well, I can't either. He did. He's pretty well. He's been known on a bunch of Capcom composing for Capcom, and he did the 1989 DuckTales game. I think it was like the Space Stage. that was like people are just falling all over him. So,
Yeah.
so the dude knows what he's doing. I guess just so this is a hockey game, but this isn't like you would expect.
This isn't a traditional.
Yes. So they say, here's my description of it. We'll go back. It's a hockey game with 3 players, which is hard because I don't really consider the goalie a player when you're expecting 3 ice players.
Yeah.
You've got 2 players on the ice and then a goalie for your 3 players per team. You shoot, pass, and check. That's pretty much about anything you can do. Fighting is encouraged. Not really, to be honest, I've got in my notes here, not really sure that there's any rules other than the end of the periods and the fighting mechanism seems to be about the only,
Yeah, there's no offsides and no high sticking. There's no tripping.
there's no icing.
Yeah, there's no icing.
You control one player at any time, and but you control your goalie at the same time. So as your player, you're moving them across the ice. Your goalkeeper or goalie, I guess, is going up and down as your player is. So that's kind of a strange mechanism. So as somebody's coming to try to shoot, you're kind of moving your goalie, trying to keep that in mind on how to block it. As the game goes on, the fans throw stuff on the ice. I think the most memorable one is an octopus. You have...
Well, that's probably one of your fun facts, but
No, it is not a fun fact.
it's not a fun fact. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, I think the octopus throw is actually from
Wasn't it a Detroit thing?
Yeah, I think it's a Red Wings ordeal, and Nashville Predators overtook it by throwing a catfish on
That's
the...
right.
I
Throw
mean-
the damn fish!
Yeah, where's the fish?
So, spoiler alert, Josh is a pretty big hockey fan. I am a big hockey fan when it's the playoffs, so I'm uncultured swine. I'm not watching all those games. I watch Predators.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and, we're in Tennessee, so we don't really get a whole lot of hockey play over here. You can pick up a game, but you're not picking up a whole schedule on primetime TV over here.
But I will say this. We do have the Ice Bears.
We do have the Ice
and it's
Bears.
fun. And it's cheap.
It is. So, some of the crowd will throw octopus on the ice. You run over it, it slows your guy down. When you fight, it'll slow your guy down. Whoever
If you
loses
lose,
gets slowed
yeah.
down. You have power shots where you can hold the button down and, release a super shot, I guess, or power shot, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then
The unblockable shot.
yeah, it's unblockable. Although I did have one that got blocked by the computer. I think it's unblockable by the goalie, but the other players can't
get it.
block it. So I did get one block right back in my face there. Pissed me off, to be quite honest about it. And then I never got to the point, but if you got 5 goals up or 5 goals down, whichever team was down by 5 goals, there was basically a bottle of, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of on Space Jam when they drink Michael's special water.
special juice. Yeah.
Yeah, and so basically it soups these guys up, but
Let's just call it what it was. It was steroids.
that juice.
It was that juice.
So, it is a hockey game, but it is definitely more, I guess you would say, arcade style. So, that's all I got for the background of this game, Josh. Is there anything that you want to add?
No, you covered it. I mean,
I guess one thing, too, to go back in here is you can play this 1 player versus a computer, 1 player versus 2. I think you can play 1 and 2 versus a computer. They've got, it's basically pretty simple, mapped into single game or like a circuit championship tournament. And so that's pretty much all the gameplay you get out of this game.
Yeah, I'm about to say that about covers it.
So now just keep this in mind, not to put any foreshadowing. As excited as Josh is a huge hockey fan, you can hear the excitement in his voice to talk about this
brimming.
game. So let's just go ahead, Josh. Let us hop over into the make it section for Break the Ice. Do you want me to go ahead and lead off?
Go right ahead. I want you to open this one.
One thing that was kind of cool was you get to pick your team, but then you get to pick the player you want to control. So basically, when you pick one of these teams, it gives you 2 players, maybe more.
I think it was just 2.
Yeah, but basically you get to pick, like, even though they were pretty similar, I feel like one of them was more of a defensive guy and one of them was more the scorer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily true, but in my mind, that's the way I kind of put it to myself. And so that was kind of cool. I mean, it was kind of like playing, old school NBA Jam where you had the 2 players you could play with, but you could flip them to which one you actually were.
Yeah, which one you controlled.
So that was good. The colors, the graphics weren't too bad. Now, the colors aren't bad in some spots, and they are remotely palatable at times. So that is one of the good notes on this game. One thing I noticed,
I'll give you that.
when the camera pans down into the game, kind of when it's panning through the audience or the crowd, I feel like it looked better than it did on the ice.
Yes.
So, but then, even the heads-up display, it was basic. It told you your score. It had your characters up there. It did have an arcade feel to it. Like, looking at it, it kind of felt arcade.
You knew it was an arcade-style game.
So, the players were pretty oversized, which kind of, I don't even know what to say about that, to be quite honest. But, and I've got one more thing on what makes this, Josh. Do you want to jump in? What do you have on your heart?
On my heart is, I said I give it this. To me, the opening was okay. The actual opening credits of the game wasn't too terrible. I thought it was actually pretty decent. But overall, the best part about this game was the pan down.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed the flags. It had the music. The music was somewhat recognizable of the anthems. Wasn't terrible. The fans looked okay. They looked pretty decent for, what did you say this game came out in, 93?
Yeah, 93.
So,
which it was 93, but it's basically a game that was way back.
Yeah, which was way over and they ported it over. So, I don't know if they actually increased the graphics or not, or if it just carried over that well. So, overall, it wasn't that big of a deal with that, and it was alright. And another thing that I liked is that you knew where your player was. If you were off screen, there was a little indicator that points out, like, hey, you're over here.
And there was one on the puck, because sometimes the
puck would get stuck like close to the thing and you couldn't really see it. It was like hiding behind the boards. And again, I like that. I thought that was pretty nicely done. My last thing about it, I mean,
it's a short list.
It's a very short list. Because I love hockey. I like watching it. The only other thing that I liked about this game was if it stayed on an arcade and you played it on an arcade, I could see it being fun. So if I played it on a stand-up cabinet, me against somebody else, or even a 4 against 2 against 2, I think it'd have been fun on a cabinet.
Well, I'm going to defend it a little bit after I get my last make it out here, and I'm it's kind of like when you call my cousin stupid. It's like, he might be stupid, but you called him stupid for the wrong reason. Like,
only I can call him stupid.
Well, it's like you're calling him stupid because of this. He's just okay for that. This is why he's really stupid. So okay. I've got one of those moments. Okay. I'm going to defend this game.
Okay, but no, like I said, I think this game should have been left alone.
It should have died in the arcade.
It should have died in the arcade.
I did put in here the super shot was cool. So basically the super shot, even though it sucked trying to get the super shot going, basically what you would have to do is hold down the shoot button for like 5 seconds. And then your stick would kind of change. Oh, sorry. It changed colors. And then your guy would basically just throw a stick back like he's going to slap shot. And if you were able to get it, which did take a little bit of time, the goalie couldn't stop it. Now, I did shoot it, and I did knock people down as they were powering up. But if you hit the goalkeeper, it blows them back through the goal. Even though you can miss one of these, And I was playing around because you can pretty much shoot one from anywhere on the ice. And I was like, of course, you're going to miss like when you're shooting across the ice. But I was like, that'd be kind of cool. It's kind of like that hack on Stanley Cup on Super Nintendo where as soon as you come across the blue line, you throw the puck up and it lands behind the goalkeeper and you can score like 100 damn goals in a period. Stanley Cup, that's a fucking hockey game right there. That was one of my favorites. But so if you hit a opposing defender, it would block the puck. If you hit the goalkeeper, he gone.
Yeah.
So, sadly enough, that's all I got for what makes this game. But I'm going to say one defense is when we drew this game, we went upstairs and we played it. And I sucked incredibly at this game. And then I sucked at fighting. And then I think Josh took over the control in the second period. And he sucked a little less. I ain't gonna say he was good, but he sucked a little less, and he beat somebody up. And then in the third period, I think they scored on me, and Josh came back and won. I gave whichever. We did have a small amount of fun when we played this. It was kind of absurd fun. So I'm not gonna say that this game wasn't enjoyable on the make it part. There was a little bit of fun, but like I say, I guess we were probably more. Even though we didn't have a cabinet, we're sitting on a couch playing it, you know.
Yeah. And it's a little unfair for this game that we came off of Mega Man X2 into this.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't even a palate cleanser. This is like eating hot dog turd.
Yeah.
And you want to just jump on it? Do you have anything left on your heart on what makes this?
No, like I said, we had fun. Like for the one game we played, we were entertained.
Well,
but moving into the break it section,
buckle up. There's a lot broken on this game. I want to jump out in the first thing.
Okay.
And this is good. You probably ain't gonna have this because I've got it marked down here. I love to say when we had Family Feud and Jeopardy, one of the best things about it being based off an actual game show is the game show plays like the game show. Or when we play a football game, or something that follows fundamentals. So if we were playing a football game and it follows the football rules, it's like you're following the fundamentals. I kind of like that. This is a hockey game that loosely at best follows any rules of damn hockey. So if you're a hockey connoisseur, you would have no idea. I mean, you'd know real damn quick that this hockey game, it's more like a freaking wrestling game than it is a hockey game.
Yeah.
And then the other part is, if you definitely ever played this game, imagine being a young lad in the arcade playing this game, and this is how you thought hockey actually was played. And you tried to watch hockey, how
your
bad?
Favorite sport.
How bad would it be? Like, so it's like, whatever you know about hockey, throw it out the damn window, because this game is like, and there's other games that actually kind of follow some loosely along with this that do a better job at it, like NHL Hits. Similar idea. They carry it out a lot better. NFL Blitz. They loosely cover football rules, but hey, you know what's different? Those games are fun.
Those games are fun. I love a good.
So this is very.
It's also like, what is it? NBA Street and NFL Street.
So I mean, you group this game. If I had to say, where would you put this? Is this a sports game? I'd put it in the
it's a parody.
Alternative.
Yeah, it's a parody. It's a parody.
But of all the ones that I can recall off the top of my head, thinking of Hits and Street and. This is the one that did the poorest job of it.
Yeah.
But that's me starting out. I just wanted to say, I love it when a game follows the fundamental rules so you don't have to learn anything new. This one has shit to do with, I mean, other than shooting with the damn stick in your own eyes.
I like how you said that. I wouldn't have that. No, the rules was absolutely the biggest thing on my end.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Again, hockey is one of my favorite sports.
Okay.
So, but out of all that, I mean, the other thing is, I think the thing that really irritated me the most, sound effects.
I will agree, because when we were playing, I think Allie, when she came by when we were playing that game, she's kind of like, turn that damn game off, you know. I'm trying to think what...
It was just the skating. It was just literally the skating. It was the...
Yeah, it was bad. I've got in here... I'm sorry for Mr. Hiroshi. Here it is. How do you say it? It's Tanamura, I'm sure.
Hiroshige.
Yeah. Well, Hiroshige, you may have made a hell of a damn soundtrack. And DuckTales, it fucking sucked in this game.
Yeah.
The sound effects, the music, and in the notes I've got next to that sucks is the ice skating sound was annoying as
It was
fuck.
the worst.
And it was just like, dear God. And I'm gonna go in here too. I've got all kinds. I've got shit.
But
all over the place.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, the super shot, bullshit.
It was bullshit.
It was bullshit.
But it was.
How do you have 5 seconds to power up a shot to get this super shot off?
Well, my problem is, in a normal hockey game, I feel like the super shot was shit. That was probably the best part because, I mean, I'm looking for silver linings in this. I'm going to put in here, this might have been one of the biggest things that I really freaking hated is, and it's, of course, I'm probably comparing it to other games, but so when let's just pick this up. This is going to be like 3 of them all in one. Number 1, the face-offs fucking suck.
Face-off was terrible.
Like, there is no skill. Like, at least in other games, there is a sportsmanship to where you are probably more likely, not that you're guaranteed to win a face-off, but you're more likely to get a face. No, this is just dumb damn luck. You just hit a damn button. I'm pretty sure that if you didn't hit a button, the son of a bitch would just shoot out every which way. So let's say hypothetically, the roll of the dice, you got the face-off. When your player has the puck, you got your little number 1 over your head, and you pass it to the other player, you do not get to control the other player.
Nope.
And that is something that you do not think is that bad until you can't control the player with the puck. And on almost, when you're looking at FIFA, you're looking at the football games, when you're looking at any of this stuff, pretty much from the get-go, I mean,
whoever has possession of said object,
yes,
you control.
And I do understand that there are games like NBA Jam that does it well that you don't, but you can. And at the same time, it is very close. Now I'm thinking of it. I mean, NBA Jam, your guy looks like he's going to slam it. You can make him pass it. You can pass it to him and make it shoot it. But NBA Jam put some damn time and effort into it. You know, it wasn't this shit. Like this was horrible.
I said, even if you didn't want to control the NBA Jam guy. If you wanted to throw an oop, there was a button for it.
Yes.
And he would run and try to get an oop.
Okay.
The only thing you control about your partner on this one is if he passed it to you or not, because you're pretty much calling for a pass.
Right.
And that was it.
I'm going to say all these are my big deal because I forgot how much of this shit I hated. Shooting sucks. The controls are a damn mess on here.
Yep.
And to top it all, shooting just sucks in general because it's the same as the damn face-offs. You just shoot the damn puck. There's no rhyme or reason if it's going to go wherever. Like there is no playing this game to get good.
No,
it's just you're playing it and you're just going to shoot. Like I think after one of the games, it was like I had like 98 shots. I mean, I was shooting up on I was doing everything I damn well could, and it had the computer save percentage. I think goals against was like 0.08. I'm like, or 0.8. And I'm like, no shit, because I shot 100 goddamn times and you can't fucking hit it. But the worst part out of all the shooting is you couldn't get a one-timer. Is that not one of the most exciting parts of a hockey game?
A quick pass, slap shot.
Yes, even if you miss. I mean, in real hockey, you see that guy over slapping his stick and he's just waiting on it, and it don't matter if it's your team or they're about to one time it against you. You're holding your breath, thinking, "Oh dear God!" It's to me that is knuckle punch. You don't know where the shit is going to go. You just hope to God.
I agree with you, but I stand against one statement in there.
What?
If it's the Blues or the Blackhawks, I don't give a damn if you one time the greatest shot in the record. I'm still going to hate it.
Right. Well, it was just the shooting sucked, and I would have felt a little bit better. And I feel like you could have had a better mechanism because, I mean, when you're on one side of the ice and you clear it to the other side and it's a one-time, I feel like the likelihood of a goal with there not being traffic
would grow exponentially, but it doesn't.
I mean, you could get up here and freaking just slap shot up on the goalkeeper, nothing. Slap shot back, nothing. You could medium. I mean, there was no rhyme. The only way that you could guarantee yourself a goal is if you could super shot and hit the goalkeeper.
Yes, that's true. And the other thing is that your puck went in a straight line whenever you shot it. You had to actually like try to maneuver your way on this 3D playing field in this side scrolling or this two axis build where you just go side to side, up and down. You had to like finesse the exact moment where you could be just to shoot this puck in a straight line for it to go in. There was no fine tuning. There was no nothing like that.
I found my ultimate break it that I'm going to stand on a damn. You're the hockey fan, so I've got to save it to last. You'll get to tell me. I'm declaring this is what makes a great hockey game, and it wasn't in here. And you can determine later if this is an accurate statement.
Okay.
So fighting sucks too. The controls were a mess with it. You can definitely tell they put a lot of time into the fighting. It still sucked.
Yeah. Only thing you could do was what? Lean back,
throw uppercut.
throw straights and uppercut.
To go into this too.
And all you had to do was just button smash to win that fight.
To go into this too, when you're talking about shooting, and the puck would just randomly kind of disappear. Like if you were on one side of the ice and you had your other guys on the other side of the net, and you just damn hit the pass button, your puck just kind of. I don't know what the hell it did. It didn't just like disappear and pop up, but it did something really funky that looked completely unnatural.
Yeah.
That part wasn't so bad, but I did think it was bad. When you passed it, it was hard. When you check somebody, checking I think was probably the most legit part of the game, maybe.
No, it wasn't, because you didn't get penalized for checking.
Well, I felt
defensive player.
I felt like that mechanism worked better than the rest. But regardless, one thing that pissed me off is, okay, let's capture some of the excitement of hockey. I felt like it was pretty easy to get it like a breakaway. It's either one, and that's what pissed you off when there's two people is like, well, by God, the odds are in your favor, right, Katniss?
Yeah.
And you would go down through here, 2 on nobody. And the game punished you for freaking breakaways, I felt like.
It did.
Because you would go down here and you would, I'm not going to say the goalkeeper ain't going to stop that, but there is a higher odds than anything. And so you got both your boys and you're just damn hammering down and you miss the shot and their guys are already down on the other side of the damn ice. And they shoot it down there and I'm like, man, this sucks. It's like, what's the point of even doing a breakaway? Like, you just wait till everybody gets here and just shoot the puck and then go back. Like, it was not exciting.
No,
it was not cool.
It wasn't.
So I did feel like you got punished for it. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't have it in there. I felt like it was the easiest part, even though I did get scored on. Controlling the goalkeeper. The goalkeepers were way overpowered, I felt, in this game. I felt it was pretty easy to stop a shot if they got relatively close to the goal. Now, if they shot a damn puck from halfway across the ice, I couldn't see where the hell it was going. Every one of them had hit the damn the post and flip out. Man, this place is so all over the place. It's not licensed, and that sucks too. And
okay.
Well, it's not that it's not licensed. It's how lazy are you to call your teams the yellows, the reds, and the greens?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break. I don't care. Call them the damn generals, the warriors, like the freaking velociraptors. I mean, yeah, the yellows had there was a loose tie to what the San Jose Sharks on the yellows and such like that. But man, that was horrible too. Yeah. Horrible.
I mean, the other non-licensed sports game we played was Roger Clemens, and at least their teams were okay.
Yes. The faces. That was what the big problem in here was. They could not animate a damn face on this game.
Couldn't.
The face of the crowds, they were bad. The face of the players were bad.
Except for the opening scene. The opening scene, the crowd wasn't terrible.
The crowd wasn't terrible, but I still felt the faces.
The faces could have been better.
And now your players are oversized. They look god-awful.
They look distorted.
They look like hot garbage. Even the freaking referee that came and dropped the puck.
Big nose referee.
He looked like shit, too. Just a freaking mess.
Character development was very lackluster.
I've got one thing that has nothing to do with the gameplay. That's all I'm going to die on this hill of this game. All I got. So you got anything on your heart you want to spam out?
I could go all day about it, how it's not an actual
It's kind of
game.
funny. We could go on about Mega Man X2 last week about how great it was, and it is completely shitting. This game is the complete opposite, the polar opposite.
But no, Les, I could go all day about how this game is a mockery of NHL. And even not even a fun mockery, like you said, not like Blitz, Jam, Street, nothing like that.
All right. Here's, maybe this is accurate, maybe it's not. Here is a, I'm gonna stand by this.
Okay.
There ain't a Zamboni anywhere in this game. I'm making a declaration right here, right now, that a hockey game ain't shit without one pictured on the box or one at intermission. You got to have a Zamboni in a fucking hockey game.
I will have to say, I do agree with you on that.
I don't give a damn if it's just this little slight animation, but I need a fucking Zamboni on a hockey game. That's like, I don't even know. That's like having Dan Mario and not putting a Koopa in it. Or, to me, that's like having a basketball game, not having a basketball. Like, I need a fucking Zamboni in my hockey games. That's the way I like to hockey. How cool would it be to have like a mini game, like a mini Zamboni game in between periods or something like that?
It'd make the game better.
It'd be like all the damn octopus and catfish out there, and you're over here trying
to sweep them up.
Or even if you're like the little skating kids that go out there to pick them up and the Zamboni's go and you're trying not to get ran over. It's kind of morbid now that I think of it. But yeah, how come we don't have a Zamboni minigame in hockey games there? I feel like that's a lost thing.
Probably because a lot of people don't actually know what the Zamboni does. Because the Zamboni doesn't pick up trash.
I know, but that's why you would have the little skating kids out there trying to get...
It lays down water and then freezes it, so there's no more gouges and gaps in the ice.
Right. And then what's the first thing they do?
The goal, yeah, straight up.
They go there and just slush it up.
That's more than a slush. Because they scrape that shit up. They make grooves so they have better traction.
All right. So I've got nothing else.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
We'll put our, before we rank, we'll say our piece on how bad this game fucking sucks. So I'm just going to go in, I'm not going to go into all these. I feel like I'm compelled to mention some of them. This is an unlicensed game, so they had
to use fake names.
They used fake names, which when we played Roger Clemens, there was some cool names.
You had the Bash Brothers, you had Wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, you had I forgot all of them now, but yes, you had cool names. This one,
I wouldn't really call them cool. You just
pun names.
Yeah, you pun names or nicknames of players who you knew.
So here was one that was a spoof of a Soviet player from 1972. It was Ivan Yakushev. I don't know who the hell he is. You got Dickie Fontaine. It's supposed to be a spoof of Dickie Moore. That's not even fun.
No.
Probably you had Bend Over.
I saw him on there. I'm not gonna lie. The child in me came out and I chuckled a little bit.
You had Happy Go Lucky, which is supposed to be play on Happy Go Lucky. And the one guy that we played when you were here, I like that you had Wayne Greatman.
Yeah.
Instead of
Wayne Gretzky.
So that being said, here is the fun facts were tough to come by. The game wasn't fun, so it was kind of tough to find fun facts. In 1991, in the United Kingdom, Hit the Ice was the top-selling PC Engine game of 1991. So people must have just been breaking out them old 386 computers and just hammering down on some Hit the Ice. And this one is a little wild.
Would it be fun on that?
I don't know, man. It was a different world back then.
So would have been more playable, or was it because it was the only thing you could play?
Keep in mind, in 1990, it was probably more like 96, maybe 94, 95 when I found my love for XCOM, and I was playing them on MS-DOS computers on old 2 and 386s. Yeah. So it was a weird time, but there was still good games.
Yeah, I mean, there were still better games out
Even
there.
if you hate XCOM, you cannot tell me you play XCOM and then you play this shit, and you say, yeah, these are the same game. No, there is a difference. So here is, according to Wikipedia here, this arcade game was a hit in the United States, the actual arcade cabinet. Which I will say, you got Williams and who was it? Williams and Midway. I'd say Midway probably is still rolling. I mean, Midway is the one that did the old Mortal Kombat and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
they're good at what they do. So I mean, it's a different world. But they had a weekly earnings per arcade during November and December 1990. They called it coin drop earnings. Would you guess how much this game brought to an average arcade who had this in their it's a weird question, and there's no doubt this game had to just be 1 quarter, and it's a quarter. If it's kind of like NBA Jam or like NFL Blitz, I'm sure it's like a quarter to start, then it's like a quarter to play each quarter, and such like that. So I would imagine this was a quarter, and you probably just put it in.
And then you continue, and then move on to the next series.
Could you? I don't know if you ask me what a game brought in at an average arcade. I would have a valid number, but
see, I got a valid number here, but I'm thinking like $1,000.
No. So
because if it's a quarter a pop. That's 4,000 plays in a month.
Now, in November and December, and I feel like they're bragging, so we got, like, notes of this. Just so we're in the holiday season. Probably, I would imagine, your best season, because your parents are out Christmas shopping, you're at the arcade at the mall.
Yeah, where you throw your kids. You throw them in the arcade.
Yes. And this is the
Here's
day.
A pocket full of quarters.
This might be the best part of the game. Just thinking, I can see this because there used to even be a little arcade over in the Foothills Mall, and it was right next to KB Toys. Man, I feel like Home Alone. This could be in Home Alone or something like that, like in one of the backgrounds. It averaged during those 2 months in that holiday season $192.25 per average arcade. This game did, which I thought was a very strange stat. I'm trusting the notes that are on here, but what is an average game run? I mean, I would imagine the cabinet was probably a couple $1,000s.
Well, no, see, now that's where it's different. That's back in 90. Now you go, like, say if you want to go play an arcade game.
Oh yeah, you're paying $1 to get it.
It's $1, $2 depending on the game. So,
if you were at $192, I feel like they're flexing. That just doesn't seem like a lot. I feel like that don't even pay for your life. I guess compared to the other games, maybe. But it's like, I feel like $191 ain't paying for all the damn lots, the electricity, But I guess to each its own. I thought that was kind of strange. That's about as fun as my facts got right there, Josh.
It's an interesting one, that's for sure.
I may have to look a little bit more into arcade cabinets and the rate of return on those, because that is slightly strange. Because now, if you told me that got $182, even though some of these other games came out later, I wonder how much like an average like NBA Jam or NFL Hits or Blitz, NHL Hits, something like that would cover. How much is a Street Fighter cabinet? Like an original Street. What about
or Tekken Tag?
What about the original? We used to have one over here at the pizza joint. They had a original Excitebot cabinet there. And
even the original Pac-Man.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought that was strange. So we've got Speedrun and eBay. What you want, brother? I think we got to do Speedrun first, right?
Yeah.
Speedrun was even a hot mess on this. I feel like we got a very solemn attitude for this game, and it's very warranted. There's one poor bastard. They don't even recognize this as a Super Nintendo speedrun. Nobody has requested it. So I did find a speedrun on this on an emulated TurboGrafx 16.
Okay.
Joe Polito, Pulito. It had win percent. He was the only one on there. So it had a gold medal. He's got it. I'm guessing the win percent was probably playing the championship and winning every game. He did it. I guess. He's the only one. I guess if you had 0 win percent, you probably still win because you're the only one on there. But he did it 19 minutes, 51 seconds. Now, I don't know it for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's him playing the whole
circuit.
Yeah, the whole circuit. The weirdest part with it, how do you think this record's set there?
It's got
now. It's on an emulated TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah, I would have said that a solid 10 years.
23 days ago. It was uploaded
23 days ago.
So there are people still playing this shitty game, Josh. Not just us. Apparently somebody's like, fuck it. I think what's happened, somebody's like, I want to put my name in these speedrun history books. Let me find a game that nobody wants to play.
The most absurd, stupid game.
Yes. 23 days ago.
It's a possibility.
Joe Polito, if you made it through a circuit, God bless you, because I could not. I just... We'll get more into that after we price chart this. Josh, I don't even know what you would tell me. What do you think a loose copy of this is worth?
Dude, free.
Free. $3.50, huh?
$3.50.
All right.
I would pay you $2 to take it from me.
So you're saying it's now negative money. All right, so
No, okay.
if you were just going to go to eBay and just poke around and say, hey, I just want to buy this game. Maybe the artwork looks cool, which it don't.
It don't, no. Maybe you want to complete your hockey collection.
Yeah. That would be it. I could see being a huge hockey fan, having all the hockey Super Nintendo cards. I could totally see this because, I like the soccer. I don't think I would ever be that narrowed down into that, but I could see somebody doing this. Hit the ice. Or maybe it's just an arcade. Maybe you're a Williams and Midway fan.
Let's say, just pause real second. You said you like the soccer. Would that mean you have to buy Kid Cleat?
No.
Soccer?
Number one, Kid Cleat was expensive, I think. I seen a Facebook Marketplace post, and Kid Cleat was in there, and this cart looked like it had been drug out of... It looked like somebody had buried it in the yard, built a garage up, the house burnt down, they re-excavated and found this cartridge. It looked like shit. But I could see the label for Kid Cleats, and it was actually worth it. And I'm like, I don't know. I had such a bad taste in my mouth from Kid Cleats. I don't even want to collect this game, or it wasn't worth me. It was like an hour away. It's like, it's not worth me driving an hour for. Now, if it was 10, 15 minutes down the road, I'd have probably went and got it because it came with other games, and it was a Super Nintendo, and it was like $100. But I was like, yeah, not for me. So, no, I would not collect Kid Cleats.
Okay.
If I was just collecting the hockey, I don't know that I would do this. But anyways,
okay.
Say that you're like, I want to complete. This is the last piece that I need. I need to buy this. How much are you setting aside out of your weekly budget to go buy this game?
No more than $5.
Okay. You're low. That people, it's going for more than $5.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, let's go 13.
I'll go ahead and stop you. You're still low. On eBay, I seen them going $20 all day long.
No,
Price charting had them at $18.01.
Nope. It's worth the penny.
So they were a $5 difference. You're gonna love when I get it complete because or a new one, because none had sold on eBay, but there's one guy asking for one out of Mexico, and it must be the cartel. It must be them. it must be money laundering.
$1.2 million.
So on eBay and price charting, a complete copy. How much you think that's gonna go?
Okay, you said it was 20 for the loose.
Yeah, let's call it $20 for loose.
Normally I triple it, so I'm gonna go 60. I normally either triple it or quadruple it, and I feel like 60 would be is what's in my
all day long on eBay. $60 damn.
Yep.
Price charting had it at 65. Okay, you're talking about a shipping charge there, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're spot on. So I didn't see any sold on eBay. There was one seller from Mexico. Can you guess what price charting has it? And do you just want to throw a retarded number up here and see?
$1.2 million, Bob.
I would just, it's not that crazy.
No, okay.
I would say that this one probably was more, what's being asked on eBay is probably more along the lines of a brand new Mega Man X2, if I had to guess. But anyways, what do you think it would legitimately go for?
Legitimately? No, I know that being that, you gave me a little hint that the cartel may be money laundering, so...
Somebody's lost their damn mind, or there's some shenaniganery.
Shenanigans.
I just made that up. There's some shenaniganery.
It's supposed to be shenanigans.
It's supposed to be, but it's not.
I'm going to go 3,000.
For the cartel one, or just the regular?
The cartel.
No. divide that in half. There's some fool in Mexico asking $1,500. Plus, then they're asking like $8 shipping. I'm like, for God's sake, if you're robbing somebody for $1,500 fucking dollars,
you pay for shipping.
Yeah, you splurge for that.
No, cartel definitely okay.
So yeah, one Mexicano, $1,500 coming out of El Mexico.
eBay, I'm gonna call it a solid 200.
Man, you're dialing in today. Price charting had it at $208. It sold ones. Now, like I say, I had to go just buy the cartels. $1,500 on that.
So you cut the average right there.
Yes.
So you average that out.
So I already know the question. So we're just going to call it a $20 loose cart. If I said, hey, Josh, here's this cartridge right here. You can have her. There's $10. Take your
I'm
50.
taking the 10.
I'm taking that $10 too. Like this game, I guess we're just going to go ahead and say our piece. This game made me not want to play Super Nintendo ever again.
Yeah,
it was fucking bad.
It was up there.
It was fucking bad.
It was up there.
Dear God. How was life in 1990 for people to be dropping $200 a damn month in quarters on this game? Like, fuck.
Well, see, okay, now here's the thing. I just thought of it. This is what happened. It was during the Christmas months.
Right.
There's probably a brand new cabinet sitting there.
Perhaps.
People's got to play the new games.
Well.
So maybe because it was most expensive, because it was one of the newest games out there. So they bait and switch these kids like, dude, there's never been a hockey cabinet.
You must have like, that's the average. How big are these damn arcades? How much traffic are they getting? I mean, I know it's different age now than it was then, but I'm pretty sure I put $1 in here and I'm going to go play some damn skee ball or some shit. You know, I ain't playing this game for a continue.
Skee ball solid, air hockey solid.
What's that? What's a freaking skee ball? Or even like one of the basketball hoop machines in there that moves and all that. I wonder what one of them bring in a month. Because, I mean, them are still solid freaking games.
They still use them.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't go to a Dave & Buster's or a movie theater without seeing one of those normally.
I'm sitting here racking my brain thinking, have I played a hockey game worse than this? And I don't think I have. Like, I mean, you look at some of these old hockey games, like, look at ice hockey for regular Nintendo. Pretty simplistic, way more fun than this. I've heard people compare this. They're like, oh, it's somewhat of like a Blades of Steel and an Arch Rivals. Arch Rivals wasn't great. Arch Rivals on Nintendo was way better than this. It's like, no, this isn't the hockey version of Arch Rivals. Arch Rivals was remotely entertaining. Not really that much, but, Blades of Steel, like, some of these games weren't my favorite, but God, this sucked.
This was a terrible game.
So I'm sitting here so we play it and it's bad. And I'm like, oh God, we made the joke. It's like, I think we may have played enough of this game than we need to in just one game. The gameplay was slow. That's one thing I didn't put in there.
It was slow.
It
drug on.
So I'm going to play a world championship of this. Oh, dude. I had a damn knife, a little plastic knife from Taco Bell over there, and I was debating just about plunging it straight into my heart to put the...
just to end it all?
Yeah, and then the fucking computer scored at the end and tied it up, and we had to go into overtime, and I'm like, oh my God, another
I didn't even
period.
do it overtime.
Well,
I bet that was terrible too.
I was just sitting there, I was kind of phased out. I had a glazed over look. I'd given up on life. They scored, and I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot, and I'm like... Now I don't even get a point. Well, then it put me into overtime, and I immediately got a super shot and won the game. That was the tone of voice I used when I said that was as exciting as it got, because it fucking sucked too. Golly, I'm just sitting there playing this game, and what I'm racking, I'm like, how bad is this game? I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this game is bad, and it's hard to imagine. I'm like, man, Untouchables was horrible, but is it as bad as Untouchables? I'm like, I don't think it is, but I'm like, I'm having to I'm going to the games that we have down on the bottom of the list, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put this. I think I do know where I'm going to put this gym in this ranking, but when we dump this into dump it in with the other 20 games there, it's going to be tough thinking where this is going to go. I mean, it's down on the bottom.
It is. It's definitely in the bottom 5.
I'm sitting here thinking, is this worse than Roger Clemens baseball? Is one of the things I'm thinking about. I'm like, I don't know. I've got to do some soul searching with this. I mean, we have hit the halfway mark of this season, so we've got 4 more games before we have to make that decision. But the decision that we need to make today is we're going to rank it. Now, I think it is... I think the first season, even though we did 20 games in the first season, I think it was like the second or third game when we had a variance between how we felt about these games.
Yeah.
And that's all subjective. I feel like we're pretty spot on. 5 games in, we are the same.
Yeah, we matching right now.
And if there's beef with our rankings, plead your argument, because I feel like this season, number 1 by a landslide is Mega Man X2.
100%.
Number 2 was An American Tail, Fievel Goes West.
Yep.
Number 3 was Dirt Track FX.
Yep.
Number 4 was Vortex. And number 5 was Super Strike Eagle. Also goes by Caw Boom Boom.
Yep.
Do you know where you got to rank this at, Josh?
I gotta talk through it. I gotta talk through it.
Okay. Let us inside your head, your reasoning.
Inside my head.
I mean, you may be convincing me. I don't know. I don't know where. I have an idea where I'm going to put this, but let's just see.
There's no spoil. It's either going to be number 6 or number 5 for me. Because of the simple fact is Vortex, number 4, was bad.
I think that was another one where Allie hollered to turn the damn TV down because the sound effects was pretty poor in that.
It was bad, but at the same time, it was still playable, but it wasn't great. This game here, we only listed 4 goods on it.
Right.
And we ate it up on the bads.
Oh, yeah. This one, ass in heavy on.
Yeah. And I think we done the same thing for Super Strike Eagle, too.
Yeah.
I think it only had 4 goods and then a lot of bad. And Vortex was the same way. But the only reason why I give Vortex still number 4 is because it was still an FX chip. And it was literally the second game released on it.
Yeah, I believe that was it. Out of the 8 games, it was definitely...
It was number 2.
To throw one on Vortex is... I feel like you were at least taking a step out of the comfort box.
You are.
I mean, when you're making a game called freaking Vortex versus a freaking hockey game, like...
yeah.
I feel like... I can't do either one of them, but I feel like Vortex, you're probably... taking a bigger risk. You're taking your shot.
You're shooting
a hockey
shot.
game, all you're doing is just trying to emulate. You're trying to catch fire. You're trying to take 10 seconds of fun and replicate it.
And what they done, they failed miserably at. They took a hockey game, had a formula that worked, and they turned it into this hot piece of garbage.
This was a very garbage game. I was shocked when this was $20. Like, I can tell you.
Yeah, no, like I said.
I would tell you I wouldn't pay $20 for a complete copy of this game. I would. Sadly enough, I would. I will not spend $60 damn dollars.
No.
But it'll be a cold day in hell before I spend $20 on this cartridge.
Yeah. So, and Super Strike Eagle was almost to the point of unplayable. And I didn't have fun with that game at all.
Okay. Do you know where you're at yet?
I think I'm putting this at number 5 and Super Strike down to number 6.
So Super Strike for Josh is going down. So you're telling me that
hit the ice. Just because of simple fact, I at least won a couple games.
I'm going, so it's Mega Man X2. This is where you're at. Fievel Goes West, Dirt Track FX, Vortex, Hit the Ice, and Super Strike Eagle.
Yes.
So here's the first thing I'm going to do is Hit the Ice better than Mega Man X2? No,
absolutely not.
I think I could watch the startup screen of Mega Man X2 over and over and have more fun than I did playing any part of this game. Fievel Goes West. I feel like Fievel was getting grouped in with some bad games. It was still a pretty decent game. It wasn't my favorite just because it reminded me so much of Mickey and Minnie. But Fievel...
But you pointed that out in that episode. You said if we played this before Mickey and Minnie, you said that this game would be fire.
So, yes, and I feel like when we put these in with the full rankings with the other 20 games, I'm trying to make mental notes to myself to remind myself that Fievel really wasn't bad. Because, I feel like we've had one banger and we've really, the rest of the Fievel was decent. And, to me, after dirt tracks, it was a big gap between that and dirt tracks.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's going to be another one. I'm already thinking about, hey, how am I going to rank Fievel? So then you got Dirt Track FX. Dirt Track FX was way more fun than this. I thought about it with Vortex, and what came to me with Vortex is, I played Vortex, I think, longer than I played this game. I had more fun. It was weird.
They shot their shot.
I mean, if you had to tell me what was more fun than hit the ice, even though it was aggravating, at least getting to change between the freaking jet, the
Starscream?
Yeah.
Starscream, Optimus Prime, the shield.
Yeah, that was more fun. That 30 seconds it took me, and every time I accidentally changed into something else, that was way more fun. Changing into Optimus Prime just to pick up a damn power pod was way
bullshit.
more fun than this game.
And that was bullshit.
Yes. So then you're right. It's down between Kaka Boom Boom and Hit the Ice. And the only thing that comes to my mind is Hit the Ice was so I did not want to play this game. Like, it was so bad. It was just such a struggle to play. But the problem with Super Strike Eagle is that I felt like you couldn't play the game.
I forgot to mention one thing about Super Strike Eagle.
What?
Mr. Kaka Boom Boom.
Yes.
Not gonna lie, I started getting a little motion sickness.
Yeah, well,
with the layout of how the bombing strafes were.
I just felt like, and I think the determining factor is, what's worse, a game you don't have fun playing or a game you can't really fucking play? And sadly enough, I'm going to have to agree with you, and I got Hit the Ice at number 5, pushing Super Strike Eagle down. So right now, we've played 6 games, and I feel like that's the...
I think that's the order.
I mean, I want to put Super Strike Eagle in front of Hit the Ice. I feel like I was going to have more fun with it. But Super Strike Eagle was kind of unplayable. Super Strike Eagle, I still think, just working off memory, Untouchables was still the biggest piece of hot garbage that we played.
Yeah.
But, we played Mega Man X2, which might be one of the best games that we've played so far, if not the best. And then we got Hit the Ice,
according to your IGN, it's not. That's Star Fox.
IGN said that it's the 33rd best game.
Yeah, Star Fox is the best game we played so far.
Spoiler alert: Hit the Ice did not make the IGN top.
It better not have. I would have burned down IGN.
I feel like we've did this podcast at a funeral because it sucked. The whole game, it was a strange game.
It was a bad game.
It was a really bad game.
It failed across the board.
I mean, Roger Clemens was a bad sports game, but man, I don't even know what to say.
And I'd already got my argument for that whole ordeal when we going to rank it. I already got my argument for that.
Are you going to tease it, or are you just going to save it?
I mean, I'm saving it.
Okay.
Because I think it's compelling enough to sway you in one way.
Well, I mean, just sitting there thinking out loud, I mean, at least if I hit the ball, I had a shot of hitting a home run or hitting a base hit. This one, it was just like, shooting was fucking irrelevant. It's just like, I don't know. I ain't got shit else to say about this game. This game hurt my soul to play. I felt like this was that part in, what is it, Billy Madison, where he gives the answer to the question and he says no. He said, "What was that shit?"
Yeah,
we all feel dumber.
You wasted our life that we'll never have back.
That's how I felt playing this game. I felt
you gave a legitimate argument, and you're just like, man, no.
I sat here and I tried to find stuff that I liked on this game, and I was like, this is one of the things that 3 of them was pushing it. As soon as it panned down, I was like, man, the people in the stands don't look that bad. I had to grab my paper and write this shit down because I was like, I can't forget about this.
Yeah.
And that was like the first 30 seconds of me turning it on.
You had to hunt for it. And like the score for the opening, the national anthem, wasn't too terrible. You knew what they were doing. But overall, it was just utter garbage. All the sound effects were bad. Like, you couldn't understand what they were saying. You couldn't, just the walking itself was, it was bad.
Let me ask you this. This might be the most exciting part of this game right here, Josh, of episode 26.
Whenever it turned off?
Yeah, that was probably one of the better parts. I was expecting you to say that when the game was over. Do you want to tease a prediction for next episode? What game we're going to get?
Okay.
Now, I would think, please God, when we had Mega Man, and we said, hey, the next game's probably going to be worse. Oh, it was.
Oh, it was.
Please, God, tell me the next game is going to be better than this. Like, I don't know if I can handle 2 of these in a row. This might break the damn podcast right here.
I'm about to say, what if... just imagine us doing this followed by the Untouchables or vice versa.
I'm going to go back to tried and true. We've had one this. I feel like we're going to get 2 every 10 episodes. I think we're going to get a game based off a movie or a TV show.
Movie or TV show?
Yes, I think I did call that with Fievel before. Now, there's a lot. That's like saying a sports game, or that's like saying a play. So it's not too far-fetched, but I'm...
But you also got to throw it out there. There's 700 games. So, I mean...
So I think we're going to get one, whether it be like the Addams Family, or maybe we get, the Tiny Toon Adventures, or something like that. I'm going with something based off a TV show or a movie. I'm feeling more movie than TV show, if I have to be honest. So let's not cheapen it. I'm going with one based off a movie.
You just going to go movie?
Yes.
I'm going to go with puzzle.
A puzzle game. A puzzler. All right, well, we're going to call my wife down to do this drawing, and she's fired if she draws a game worse than this. Not that she's getting paid for it, but we're going to
we're not getting paid for it either.
Yes. So, anyways, we ain't even going to throw no sponsors out on this video because we don't want anybody associated with this garbage-ass game. Williams Tato, stick to freaking, Williams Tato. Williams Midway, stick to freaking Mortal Kombat and freaking pinball machines, please. Do not do this again.
Yeah.
Well, we're out.
Peace out.